Okay, welcome back YouTube. Welcome back to bizzy.tv. My name is Mike. And yesterday we kind of launched things. Talked a little bit about the goals of the stream and the ground rules. Talked about what we're trying to do here with maintaining 100% transparency and starting a business that should grow to make $20,000 a month by the end of the first year. And we want 12 people out there to start businesses during that time as a result of this stream. That's our goal. We went over a few misconceptions and fears yesterday, and we kind of talked about how to move beyond those. And talked a little bit about choosing what our business is going to do. We decided, I think, on a product-based business and talked about listing out and cataloging our skills and the talents to help us figure out and narrow down what exactly we're gonna produce with our business. So let's move to today and figure out what we're going to do today. So the first thing I wanted to do is sort of catalog my skills and interests and experiences, and then we'll take all of that and choose something to do. Well, let's say propose something to do. And once we propose something to do, think about the revenue model and then analyze competitors that are already in the space. If we get through all that today, then we'll start talking in general terms about what our minimum viable product might be. So let's start at the top. So my background is in engineering with a lot of experience and background in computer programming as well, mostly with Microsoft products. So let's just catalog that. It's electrical engineering, computer programming. That's fundamentally my background. Also, I would say I've been interested in a member of many small organizations over the years. You'll see how that plays in a second. So I belong to like a sailing club and a flying club and Boy Scout clubs, and so some of these small nonprofits. So member of and so these are kind of the skills and interests. Also, I have experience with business. But these are kind of the talents that I'm going to leverage in this new business that I'm proposing to do. So based on those skills and experiences, I want to propose a CRM communication platform for small nonprofits, because I feel like there's a gap in this area right now. So if you belong to a Boy Scout group or a Girl Scout group or a sailing club or a small nonprofit that is maybe 100 people or less, 100 or 200 people at most, and you want to facilitate communication within that group of people in a fairly informal and an easy way, my experience is there's not a lot out there on the market to do that right now. So this would be a communication platform. It would obviously be a cloud-hosted website. Let's say mobile apps. We'll put a question mark there. Or we might just, or a responsive website that scales well to mobile screen to mobile screens. And then it obviously will have membership tracking for the group members. It will have email emailing to the group. Sort of a Rolodex function for the group members. Should probably be somewhat customizable look and feel so that the group can upload images and maybe set some colors. And then I'm sure we'll have a million other things that we come across that this needs to do, but hopefully this kind of communicates the concept that I'm thinking about. So it's a platform for facilitating small nonprofits. Now the revenue model and why I'm kind of heading toward this is I've always been interested in the ad-based revenue model. So I'm thinking that a small scout troop is not going to have revenue to pay for a high-end organizational website. So I think ad-based is the easiest way for this group to buy into the product. But I think as for some of those groups that might want a slightly more professional experience for their group members, they might pay something to remove the ads. So let's call it a freemium model where they can pay to remove ads or for high-end features, let's say. And actually, let me open the okay. So let's take a minute here and analyze the competitors. I'm going to come back to this revenue model in a minute because I want to get a grasp on what this ad-based. I don't really have a background in ad-based revenue models, so we need to come back to this. So let's put it to look into that in more detail. But first, let's look at competitors. So the first one that comes to mind is Facebook. And so I belong to a Boy Scout troop right now that uses Facebook for communication. And so let's say the good and the bad. So the good part of Facebook is everybody uses it pretty much. Everybody is familiar with it. They have an army of developers working on it. They're established in the space and they're free. I think the bad about Facebook is it wasn't really designed for this. So it kind of works as an organizational communication tool, but in my experience using it, it always felt like we were kind of shoehorning it into an application that it wasn't intended to be used for. So that's just something to think about. It's not a perfect fit. I've actually found it's overly complicated. And a lot of the people within our organization say that they have trouble either communicating information out or receiving information. On the receiving end, they can't find the information that they need in Facebook. So that's I do think even though Facebook is generally straightforward, it can be overly complicated for organizing a group. Also on the bad side is that there are some people who refuse to use it due to privacy. They're concerned about privacy issues and so on. Some people refuse to use it because they don't want the distractions that Facebook can cause. I think I've captured the main bad points about Facebook. Other competitors in this space, it's hard to come up with one, to be honest. There's just really nothing out there. Let's do some searching. Let's see, organizational tools. Let's just see what we can come up with. And let's just see. I think that's organization tools. Let's say that. Let's see, organizational tools. Let's say small group communication tools. Best collaboration tools. This looks kind of promising. This doesn't look relevant. Cozy. See, these are more like project management tools. I'm not really looking for nonprofit management tools. Well, one that comes to mind that my wife uses is Sign Up Genius. So let's take a look at their website and see if we can take away from that. So the good with Sign Up Genius, I think, is, again, free. I would say it's limited in scope, in that really all they're focusing on is event registration. They're not there's not a lot of communication tools beyond that. Actually, they do have pricing. Let's take a look at that. So the basic model is free, and it gives you design themes. Okay, unlimited participants. Now they have a payment collection system. Email, some management tools, social media, sync to calendar, email delivery reporting. But that comes with advertising. And some of this is a little overly complicated down in here. So this looks like a potential competitor here, although I do think they're kind of limited in scope. They're mostly designed for handling event registrations. So I'm going to put limited in scope also under bad. The good, limited in scope being good means that it's simple and focused. I mean, if you need to coordinate signups for an event, that's what they do. They don't go beyond that a whole lot. So you can really stay focused and keep it simple. So I'll put here also relatively simple. But under bad, I'm going to put limited in scope. And that they don't have some of the tools that I think small groups need to be to stay organized and in communication with each other. For whatever you need to do beyond signing up for events. Let's see if we can come up with any other competitors in this space. This might be interesting. Association management tools. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3 sign up. Member clicks might be interesting. Your membership. I think we finally found what we were looking for here. So let's look at some of these. So 1, 2, 3 sign up again looks like a, well, it says all-in-one membership management here in the banner, but it's looking to me like it's mostly about registering for events. And they have request demo, but I'm not sure. It'd be nice if we could see something to tell what it looks like. So accept membership dues, event payments, and donations. Schedule automatic email reminders to renew. Okay, integrate with your existing website. Track membership registration, financial surveys, donations, educational credits. So it looks like they claim to have a lot of features, but again, it looks like more of an event registration system, kind of like Sign Up Genius. Let's look at the pricing. Okay, so pricing looks a little more than, say, what a scout troop would want to pay. They're talking about $49 a month, 1 to 100. So they're not ad-based. Looks like they're charging a monthly fee for this. So let's put them in our list of competitors. Let's say good, as they claim to have a lot of tools. And let's say bad. Whoops. It minimum cost is $49 a month. Also in the bad is there's no screenshots of the system, so can't really tell if it's worth anything or not. Can't judge from that. Okay, member clicks. This looks like a more attractive website. Except for this part. So this is handy. I'm actually going to grab a screenshot of this if we can. Let's see. Can we get... I'm not sure this version of OneNote has a way to clip the screen. Let's see if we have the clip tool. Snipping tool, there we go. Let's get our snipping tool up and let's grab a snip of this. And let's just create a tab in OneNote. And we'll just call this research. And we'll just put that. And this is, let's see who this was again. memberclicks.com. Putting that there because I think this is a good list of basic features that any system needs to have. Let's see if we can figure out pricing on this one. Pricing estimator. How many members do you have? Let's say 200. Okay, so we're talking about almost $3,000 a year plus $2,500 setup fee. So let's go back to our notes. So good is they have attractive website, lots of features. Bad is is probably too expensive for most smaller nonprofits. All right. Your membership. Let's see what they're all about here. So it looks like they have quite a large scope. They go from membership management to a learning platform to careers to advertising. And it's hard for me to wrap my head around exactly what these guys do. Let's see if we can find pricing on this. Yeah, I think this is going to be one where we can't see the pricing without contacting somebody, which tells me it's probably expensive. So let's see, this is yourmembership.com. Hard to tell what's good about this one. They claim to do a lot of things, but they're kind of disjointed things. So I'm not, let's see, are there any screenshots? So that could be a screenshot on the tablet there. A new social link. This almost seems more like a marketing platform. I'm going to put down hard to say. Just couldn't figure it, couldn't from their website. Bad, pricing unknown, probably expensive. This one doesn't even exist anymore, I guess. Wild apricot. Okay, so they're saying they have 14,182 associations, clubs, and nonprofits. Let's put them in our list of competitors. Let's see. Okay, so they do have a tour. Let's check that out. So mobile friendly. So payments and workflow, automatic renewals, manage member and contact records, members only content, membership directories. So it's kind of the same. Let's put this in research. That's kind of a handy list of features to have. Event registration. Okay, so you can build a full website. online payments. And email communication. So there's a lot of stuff in this system. They have a free trial. So let's see. They're out of Canada. Let's see if we can figure out their pricing here. Okay, so they have a free package with up to 50 contacts and 1 administrator. And then pricing after that goes to $40 a month. So they don't have an ad-based. So it looks like the only purely ad-based solution is Sign Up Genius that we've seen so far. So let's go back here and make some notes. So the good, lots of features. The bad is the free package only goes to 50 members. I know that for our scout troop, the 50 would be a limitation, and I know we wouldn't pay 40. So I don't think the scout troop would use this solution. Or what do they call it? Contacts? 50 contacts. And then let's see if we can figure out, let's see if we can see some screenshots. I want to get a feeling for how complicated this is to use. Membership management software is what they're calling this. So let's say names. Oops, not here. Here. And what was the other name from the AMS? Let's see. One called it. One of these other competitors had a name for it that they were proposing. I thought it was member clicks, or maybe these guys. AMS. AMCs. What is an AMS? I don't know what AMS stands for. They use the abbreviation, but I don't know what it means. Oh, Association Management System. There we go. Okay. And now let's get back to here and see if we can find a screenshot. Let's get a tour. Okay, so it looks fairly simple. Not super attractive, though. That's just a website. And this is a simple form. So it's, again, I don't really see any screenshots of the actual system. Membership Academy, what is that about? Oh, it's to learn how to use their software. Okay. Oh, example sites. Let's see that. No, but these are just websites. Okay, so I think we have a general view of the landscape. Going back to our notes for today, I think we have a good cross section here. So we have Facebook, which is free and well known, but a little bit too complicated and not really purpose-built for this application. At the other end of the spectrum, we have Sign Up Genius, which is free, but really specializes in event registration, and that's about it. It's otherwise limited in scope. We have 123 Sign Up with a minimum cost of $49 a month. So there's a lot of small clubs and very informal organizations that probably aren't going to pay that. They do claim to have a lot of tools, though, for the money, so you probably get your money's worth out of that. Member clicks, too expensive. That's the one that was 5,000 plus. Let's say 5K and up. Attractive website. Seemed to have lots of features, but pretty expensive. Your membership, couldn't really get a lot out of that website. They seem to do a lot of different things. That's the one that had all the different products. Kind of disjointed. Couldn't wrap my head around that one. Also, that they didn't expose their pricing, which generally means it's expensive. So out of the range of the demographic that I'm talking about. And then we had Wild Apricot. The free package only goes up to 50 contacts. I think the pricing was reasonable after that point. But again, the scout troop that I belong to, and there are a lot of them across the country, is just not going to pay $40 a month. For an organizational system. So that's kind of the competitive landscape. Now I wanted to back up to the revenue model and just talk about that for a few minutes. We need to explore that because if you see a lot of competitors in the space and only one of them is purely ad-based, that's this one with an unlimited free model, and you see no one else is really doing that. Well, I guess you could say that Facebook is doing that. But it generally tells you something. It tells you that maybe the ad-based revenue model is not the way to go. So let's do a little bit of research and see if we can learn what to expect from an ad-based model. So let's launch a new browser here. And so let's say ad-based revenue. Just going to scan real quick. I'm looking for something to tell me how many ad impressions do I need to generate to get a certain amount of revenue. Okay, let's see. It's lifetime value. Okay, there we go. So the total monthly stay method, a value of V, the amount that an ad model might extract for 1,000 unique visitors. We also need to consider how much revenue we need from the business. Some possible expectation for your business's monthly revenue might be. So to reach our goal of $25,000 a month, according to this calculation, we need 2.5 to 100 million visitors. So that's pretty aggressive. So let's say, let's paste that in here. So it's pretty difficult to generate that much revenue. Let's see, this was written in 2011. So it could be out of date. Let's see, Google. Looking here to understand the click-through revenue. So generating 6,000 from 90,000 visitors is unlikely. Oh, this guy says $126 per month for 90,000. So 90,000 views here, and this guy is saying 90,000 views and $10 click. I don't know what CPM stands for. Is $1,000 a month. So if he's estimating 90,000 views at $10 per CPM, cost per million, is that what he's talking about? I'm not sure. But 1,000 a month. So if we're going to 20,000 a month, then it's 20 times this 90,000. So that's 2 million. So that puts us back in the 2 million. So this is saying 2.5 million. He's kind of saying 2 million. So I'm guessing that we're going to need about 2 million visits per month. Now, is that page views or visits? It's views. Okay, so we need a target then roughly 2 million views per month. So it's a pretty aggressive target to get to. You'll need a lot of people hitting our websites. Just something to keep in mind if we go down this road. So we kind of have run out of time to talk about the minimum viable product. Let's take that and we'll move that to tomorrow's show notes then. So we'll say for 11:30, we're going to start with minimum viable product, figure out what we're going to use to get started. And as I said yesterday, the idea here is to fail fast. So tomorrow, what we'll start doing is talking about the minimum viable product, and we'll start failing as fast as we can and see if we have anything. So that's all I have for today. If you like this idea and this concept of starting a business in real time, please visit our Patreon page in the show notes below and sign up as a patron, or just give us a thumbs up or leave a comment below. And thanks for your time. See you tomorrow.